Hello, everybody. This is Penny over at Remake It Pretty. Welcome to my first live on YouTube. Very first time over here. You've seen me on some quick videos, but you actually get to see me live today. And I hope that we're streaming. It says that we're live. We shall see. Hopefully, we'll have some people hop on here in a few seconds. I'm going to be showing you how to create a birdhouse arrangement. I'm going to be using this little birdhouse that my husband cut out for me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint it, and I'm going to be using some cashew chalk paint. Hi, Amanda. Hello, Hope. All right, we are streaming. It gave me a little pop-up, and I hadn't even opened this one. It gave me a little pop-up, so I didn't know if it was working or not. Let me open this up. I thought I had already opened this one. Apparently, I didn't. Okay. Y'all, this reminds me of the first live on Facebook. So I might have to pretend, This is the first time on YouTube, and I'm excited. I thought I would try it out today. So we're just going to give this a nice coat of paint. And y'all will have to excuse my turntable. It's been through lots of crafting. And we've been going to sand it down, put something pretty on it, and resin it so I could have a pretty turntable. But it serves the purpose. You know how when you craft, you have this favorite paintbrush? Or I do. And I'll use it and use it and use it. Because you get used to that one. And we're gonna be attaching a little, you've probably seen these little crates from Dollar Tree. Well, we're gonna attach that to this little birdhouse. And we're gonna make us a cute little arrangement in it. And I also have a little piece of rice paper that I wanted to add on this too. I think it will be really pretty. But I thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate you so much. Just want to coat your board really good. Make sure it's all nicely covered. And I am going to paint the sides of it as well. And I'm the world's messiest painter, probably. I get it everywhere. On me, of course. I'm not going to worry about doing that top because I've cut some craft sticks that we're going to add to the top of it for a little roof line. So that will be covered. And when I craft, I don't know why, but if I put a paintbrush in my hand and I start painting, my face will itch or my nose will itch. I know I'm the only one that ever happens to. If you're watching me for the first time, I am from the state of Texas. You might can tell by my accent. I'm a Texas girl. We live in Southeast Texas. And this is wanting to slide everywhere today. And this is going to be a rustic style birdhouse by the time I finish. And I hope that you all like it. We're just going to smooth that paint out. And then we're going to grab our little box and we're going to paint it the same way. I started to do this a different color but I really think I want to keep it all the same. And this doesn't even change that color up very much. You can see where I painted versus where I didn't. But it does give it a little bit of a color. And I can't wait to show y'all how we're going to do this. We're going to do a little distressing technique that I learned from another crafter. And when I saw it done, I have been hooked ever since. Okay, so we've got each end painted. I'm not really going to worry about the bottom because you're not going to see the bottom of it. But we're going to set these down and we're going to give these both a dry. I am going to paint just a little bit right around this top because you might see some of that. Actually, when I do my arrangements, I kind of like a little bit of the moss hanging over the edge of the top. It just, to me, it makes it look a little bit more country. And that's the look that I'm going for today. I'm going to grab me a little wipe and get this. Chalk paint feels so dry when you get it on your hands. So I like to get some of that off because it will bug me. Hi, Dana. Hi, Cynthia. So glad y'all joined me today. I did send out a little telegram. I didn't know. I thought I would surprise everyone and go live over here today. This is just a cedar fence picket. They're inexpensive compared to some wood, and so that's what he cut this out of. And the little box is from Dollar Tree. I like to show you how you can recreate things and how you can repurpose things and then how you can craft on a budget as well. So that's what my channel is about. If you like crafting and you like to find something, like go to Goodwill or whatever, and you find something that's, you think, well, that could be pretty if somebody did something with it. Well, that's what I do. I take it and I remake it pretty. And that's how I got my page name. I love to recreate things, but I thought we would just do a little craft on a budget this morning. An inexpensive way to make something really pretty. So I hope that you'll stay with me and see how this all turns out. Still a little bit wet. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to bring my little paint tray over here. I'm going to add a little bit of black. It is called ink. We're going to add a little bit of that in our tray here. And then I'm going to mix some brown with it. And this gives me a dark color that I'm going to do for my distressing. This is just an acrylic brown. And I had a bunch of paint and I put them all in one bottle. That way I don't have so many bottles sitting around. I need a little more. We're just going to mix that up. And this gives you a dark color that you can use when you do distressing. Now I could have used brown, but it wasn't quite dark enough, so I darkened it up with the ink colored chalk paint. Now after I do that, I like to kind of wipe my little, I'm using a palette knife, and I'm going to wipe that off. Then we're just going to bring this back over here, and we're going to put a little bit on our palette knife, and we're just going to kind of tap along these edges, and we're just going to add a little bit of distressing on there. This is just an easy way to distress without having to do a whole lot. You can use, you could do crackle if you know how to do that. You could do a crackle method, or you could do the wax method where you use the candle and drag or put your wax markings on there. There's so many ways to distress, but this is my absolute favorite. It's my favorite hands down. And it's so quick and easy to do. Just going to go right in here, and I'm also going to do up in here a little bit, and you can go sideways with it, you can go up and down, just whatever, and it looks like the paint is distressed and coming off. Now before I get too far with that, we're going to go ahead, let me dry this just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and get our rice paper, because I am going to add it on here before we get too far along. That way I can kind of see where I need the distressing. Now this is a piece of rice paper. Somebody sent it to me in the mail. Don't know the brand or anything, who designed it, but it's a very cute piece of rice paper, and it says Birdie Darling on the top of it. So I thought this would be perfect for today. Let me move my little turntable. And I am just going to take a little brush that has a little point on it. I'm going to dip it in my water, and we're going to just feather out these edges of our rice paper. To me, it looks prettier when you have those feathered edges. Than just putting a straight piece of rice paper on there. This just looks a little better. And you'll see what I mean once I get it on there. If you are new to me, I do have a Facebook page as well. It's Remake It Pretty. And I would love for you to follow me over there too, if you like what you see today. And if you don't like what you see, well, the next time you might like what you see. Hey, Kimberly. She said, does anyone know how to remove the comments so you can see the craft? You know what? I don't know. This is my first time live over here, but we'll get that all figured out. Hopefully. I'm just kind of holding it so I don't tear too much off of the writing. And I wanted to kind of place this. I have a little hole where the perch is going to go. And I kind of wanted this close to that. So we're going to put it about right there, I think. And then this is going to be here. Thanks, Kimberly. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit. I'm just going to use glue for this, and I'm going to use a little brush to spread that out. Once I get this on here, I will be able to see what all I need to do around it as far as the distressing goes. And I'll have to cut that little bird hole out of the paper too. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go over the top of it. This will seal that on there, and I'm just using Elmer's school glue because I didn't bring my Mod Podge over here. And this works just as well. And sometimes those little edges want to roll up on you. So just make sure those are all down. That's a beautiful piece of paper. Now I'm going to give this a dry. The weather here is rainy today. It's been sprinkling all morning long. So y'all let me know where you're watching from. Like I said, I am from Southeast Texas. It'll take me just a few minutes to get this dry. You know, I'm trying to get my page built up over here, so you will see me crafting more over here. This was kind of a trial run today. And I didn't see the option to be able to flip the camera over here. So my sign does say remake it pretty back behind me. And my husband is usually with me on the night shows over on Facebook. And he reads comments and answers questions. And he helps me out, but he has a full-time job, so he's working today. But we will also be coming on here to do some nighttime lives with you guys. All right, now I got to find my little X-Acto knife so I can cut these little holes out. Because we're going to have the little perch in there. I need to take this middle out because we're going to have something up in here too. And this cuts out really easily with the little knife. So there is our paper on there. Okay, so Now I can see that I need a little more distressing down in here. And we're going to have an arrangement, and we're also going to have our little wood box down on the bottom. So a lot of this you won't see. So you can kind of see where I'm going with that. And I'm going to have also something to raise it up so it doesn't sit just completely flat. Let's go ahead and distress some on our sides. I'm not going to worry about painting the back of it on the live. I can go back and do that later. But it will be painted. Just to save a little time, I'll do it off camera. And we just distress those sides up a little bit to match it. I'm also going to distress on the box. We're going to go right around this top a little bit. I'm just going to kind of drag it on there. I'm not going to worry about painting the bottom because you won't see it. But you can see just a little bit of distressing. My hand's shaking. You can see a little bit of handshake. I don't know why I'm a little nervous, I guess because it's a new platform for me. It took me a while to get over here, but I finally did it. I'm one of those that just hates to change, you know, but when you have to do what you got to do. Change happens. But I was glad after we got the channel over here created. I was happy. Okay, so I didn't even have to do one side of that because it's going to be glued to our little box. This is going to be glued on here, but I'll glue it first probably, and then I'm going to add, I have these little wood rounds. They're flat on one side. We're going to glue those right to the bottom of it, but we'll do that in a few minutes. I cut some craft sticks. Now, normally my husband would cut me a roof line, but I didn't have him here this morning, so I just cut some craft sticks, and I did not measure them. So, and I don't know where my tape measure is, but you're just going to measure them according to the size of your birdhouse. And I'm going to paint these since I have the paint already left over from the distressing. I'm going to paint our rooftop with that color. I'm going to grab another brush. And since we have enough paint, we're just going to do this color. And this is just brown and black paint mixed. Why did I mix it? Because I didn't have the color that I needed, and this works fine. Use what you have. And these are not the largest craft sticks, but they're the next size under, I think. I am going to pick it up and kind of paint those sides because they will show. See, I told y'all I get paint all over me. It's okay, it'll wash off. Now, up under this edge, this is going to show just a little bit. You know what? I might should paint both sides because I'm not sure how far it's going to hang over. So let's go ahead and dry this side, and then we'll flip it over and paint the other side. These little craft sticks are perfect for doing a little roof line. If you need something, you don't have anybody to, excuse me, y'all, while I scratch my nose. If you don't have anybody to cut wood for you, I just use these little wire cutters to cut these. In fact, I had to cut me a little perch. What did I do with it? I had to cut me a little perch for this because he had cut me some and I had them sitting in the kitchen in a little cup on my bar. And the grandkids came over, so I moved them where they wouldn't find them. Well, guess what? I don't remember where I hid them. So I had to cut me one this morning. And I cut it with the wire cutters. It worked fine. And I painted both sides because I wasn't sure how much would hang over that edge, and I didn't want you to see the raw wood. All right, clean my hands off. Okay. Just get a little bit of that off so I can not go crazy with that dry paint on me. Trying to see where I put my little perch. I think that's it. Okay. Now, let's bring this back over here. I think I'm just going to, I better use my wood glue. I have some wood glue. I didn't grab it. Let me get it right quick. Sorry, guys. I tried not to forget anything. I'm going to go ahead and use the wood glue. And it does dry clear. This is quick and thick, a tight bond. And I'm going to hold it just a minute and let that grab. See how that is starting to look? It's going to be really cute once we're done. I'm not sure this is the right one that I cut, but let me see. I guess it is. I almost feel like I want it a little bit shorter. Let me show you how I did this. I just cut a little bit, then I came over here and cut that other side. And this is going to go down in the hole, so it don't matter if it had a little bit of the jagged edge on it. It'll go right down in there. I think I might just wax this instead of painting it. I think the wax would be a lot easier. Or I may not even have to, but let's see. I have some bare antique wax, and I think I'm just going to kind of brush it with what's already in the brush. That way it has a little something on it. There we go. Just added a little bit on there. Now we're going to bring our box over here. And I'm going to also use the Tite Bond for it. We'll probably do some Tite Bond and hot glue. That way we'll get that instant hold as well. That is Gorilla Glue. I like the Gorilla Glue sticks because they hold really good. And I'm just going to hold this a minute or a few seconds. Yes, I like the rustic. I like that weathered look. But if you do one of these, you can do your style. I'm just doing what I like to do. Okay, so we have that on there. Now I'm going to add these little feet to the bottom. These are the little half, it's actually more than a half round. I just like mine raised up, and I probably should have used hot glue because this is kind of heavy and it may want to slide. I think that's what I'll do. I need an instant hold, so I'm going to use hot glue. I actually wish these were a little bit smaller, but I think these will work fine. But if you have smaller ones like this, I would suggest a smaller one. I don't know how big these are. These were sent to me in the mail from a friend, and they were in a Ziploc bag, so I don't know the size of them. You know, I should have added one right back here because that's wanting to top. If I had another one in the back right there, that will hold. And I will add one. I'm just not going to get up and go grab it. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to prop that up for now. We're going to cut a piece of styrofoam and put it right inside. I'm going to move this paint before I knock it off. Okay. I'm going to cut a piece of foam with my little cutter here. And we're going to add some florals in here. And that's just about the right size. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue. Just kind of hold that in there. Then we're going to take some moss and kind of stick down in there to hide that. Add another glue stick. Where did I get cute saw? That is wire cutters that I just used. I just used wire cutters. You want to get enough moss in there to hide that little styrofoam. And then up in the top where that little hole is, we're going to add a little bit of moss up in there as well. And that will kind of, this moss, I guess, is making my nose itch. At least I'm not sneezing. We're just going to kind of let that moss kind of hang out of there. Let me show y'all up close. Now, if you have a little bird, you can set you a little bird on that perch. I don't want that moss to hide my little bird, so I might move it up just a little bit. I don't want my birds to be covered. There. Kind of moved it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm just going to start taking some florals, and we're going to add them to it. Put the lid on my glue. I have some lavenders and yellows. Y'all, I apologize that I keep scratching my nose, but it's about to drive me nuts. This little moss is making it really itch. You can also glue Jenga blocks. Yes, I've got some. I'm going to put something back there. I'm just going to start sticking these in here. These little florals here, they're Dollar Tree, and you would never know unless you told somebody. These are really pretty. Let me turn it. I guess I could turn it around where y'all can see what I'm doing. Sorry. And I just kind of play and stick them around till I kind of get them where I want them. And you may see me move them around even some more after we start adding everything else. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of these. These are Dollar Tree as well. They're kind of taller, so we're going to stick those towards the back. See, y'all, it doesn't take a whole lot of money to make something so pretty. So if you're needing a gift for somebody or something like that, you can take some of these Dollar Tree items and make them look really pretty when they all come together. Where did you get your cutters? Somebody sent them to me in Happy Mail. They're called Work Pro. Amazon has them, and they are amazing. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. I love the purples and the yellows together. I think they look really pretty. I had done an arrangement one time, and somebody told me to add some yellow in with that purple and make it pop. And I thought, ugh. And I did it, and I loved it. It turned out really pretty. Now I need a little bit shorter here in the front. So I'm just going to kind of stick that where it will kind of hang out. I need one right back in here. So y'all let me know what y'all think about it. If you are liking it, I hope that you do, and that it inspires you to create. I have some of these that are really pretty. I might add a little bit in the back. These were sent to me in some Happy Mail. I think these would be really pretty to add just a few on each side. I'll turn it around in just a moment and let you see what I've got going on. Okay, there's what I have so far. Isn't that pretty? And you would never know that these were from Dollar Tree. Now, what I'm going to do is I will probably use the bear wax on these little balls to kind of match that little perch that I have up there. That's probably what I will do on that. And I don't even think this project even needs a bow. I like it just like it is. But I do feel like I need one more of these lavender. Maybe. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, now I have some little butterflies that I thought would be pretty. They are, let me see what color I want. These are little buttons, actually. I thought it would be pretty to add, even though there's one on that paper. I kind of wanted to add another one in there. This one's got just a hint of yellow on it. Actually, I think it would be really cute to add it right down here on the bottom of our little, look, that's standing up now that I got all the florals in it. But that is my project today. I hope that y'all enjoyed this and it inspires you to get creative and take a little bit of Dollar Tree items and a piece of wood. You probably have some scrap wood laying around the house that you can turn into one of these. Thank you for joining me on my first video on YouTube, and you will see more to come. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. It is free to subscribe to YouTube. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye. I forgot to ask them how to end the video. Oh, does anybody know how to turn the camera off? This is totally not like the other platform I'm on. Let's see if I can figure it out. Nope. I guess I just, I do not know how to turn the camera off, guys. Well, up there, I don't see a button to turn it off. Hello, everybody. This is my first time on YouTube, and I don't know how to turn the video off. I guess I just turn it off. Nope.